Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad is the present head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, the most dynamic international community within Islam. The community was established by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad in Qadian, a small and remote village in India. He claimed to be the expected reformer of the latter days, the one awaited by all major world religions. Founded in 1889, the community has continued to spread throughout the world, flourishing under caliphate, the system of spiritual leadership established after the demise of the holy founder. The current successor of this movement, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, continues the work of the holy founder to revive the spiritual and moral state of mankind. The movement embodies the benevolent message of Islam in its pristine purity, a movement that preaches peace, universal brotherhood, and submission to the will of God. Ahmadi Muslims have earned the distinction and reputation of being a law-abiding and peaceful community. Within a century, the movement has reached all the corners of the earth and has been recognized and praised by the global community.
You understand at a profound level that promoting religious freedom is an essential building block for peace and stability here and throughout the world. In this, we are allied with His Holiness, a courageous champion of religious freedom and of peace.
Your belief, your faith is so important to solving so many of the world problems. Peace to all, submission to God, obedience to God, love for humanity, love of God, and amity and concord. That would solve all the world's problems.
I know that your community contributes greatly to Canada and to the world. You live the slogan, love for all and hatred for none.
My relationship with your community goes back over 20 years when I first met with Mr. Mahdi and Mr. Hassanet Saeed, who were seeking my advice on social, non-profit housing projects. I watched and visited the Ahmadiyya Abode of Peace on Finch Avenue at Islington. I experienced the notion of humanity first in that peace village. I remember that initial MTA interview at the new mosque and the hospitality of your volunteers.
The slogan, love for all, hatred for none, has not simply been a slogan, but a statement of faith and a statement of philanthropy throughout the world.
The example that you set in your motto, love for all, hatred for none, and the incredible work that you do in communities across the world is truly a great example for all of us to follow.
Completion of the mosque, we would like him to feel that he has a special place here in Vaughan and in the hearts of the people. As many of the speakers before me have said, we really don't see enough of His Holiness, and he is so busy around the world. So I would like to take this opportunity to make His Holiness an honorary citizen of the city of Vaughan. And the plaque reads that Council of the City of Vaughan proclaims His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Tahir Ahmad, the supreme head of the Ahmadiyya movement in Islam, an honorary citizen of the city of Vaughan. There's a key to our city, and I hope he uses it often.
I thank Her Worship, the Mayor of Vaughan, from the profoundest depths of my heart for her kind words and the kind deeds which followed by presenting me with not only one gift but two gifts. The last gift is this key, this wonderful, beautiful key. I received other keys to the townships in other places as well, and someone remarked that these keys do not open any locks. But I assure you, this key has already opened the lock of my heart and opened to you all. And I'm sure the same key will work in opening your hearts, the citizens of Canada and Vaughan in particular. God bless you and thank you so much.
I still remember a meeting in which the late mayor of city of Vaughan, Her Worship Lorna Jackson, called all the clergy, all the councillors and members of different ratepayers association to discuss the construction of mosque. And a man enters and he in a few minutes took over the whole meeting, and he said, we are wasting time here. We should go and visit their mission house and help them to get settled in our community and let the council decide the technical matters. And we did not know who this person was. And I thought that this is the fulfillment of the prophecy of the founder of the movement, Yansuruka Rijal Nuhi Elohim min as-sama, that people will help you and Allah will reveal directly to them. And he from that day became the strongest supporter of our mosque, Baitul Islam. And then we realized later on that he was the Minister of Universities and Colleges, and he became the Minister of Labor, and then he became the President of the Liberal Party of Ontario. And today it's my honor to request him. He is the Finance Minister of Ontario, Honorable Greg Sorbera.
To congratulate you on the laying of foundation stones for new mosques, both in Vancouver and in Calgary. I should say in that regard that as the community grows across the country, we would never want to see the national headquarters be moved from the province of Ontario.
National head office of the Ahmadiyyan community in Canada is located in the city of Vaughan. I'm proud and honored to say that the most beautiful mosque of your community is located in the city of Vaughan. I am the host mayor for your community because your Peace Village is located in Vaughan. The Ahmadiyyan community has planned to develop the rest of the 25 acres into a beautiful Islamic complex that will have the largest Islamic library in Canada, a very large community center, and an advanced MTA center. Your community leaders have done a wonderful job in creating this master plan for your lands in Vaughan.
This building is a monument and a testament of your faith, your sacrifice, your commitment, and your love of this community and your faith. It is a magnificent place of worship. It is a center of community, and it is now a proud new landmark in Calgary's skyline.
Why is the Brampton Mosque going to be smaller when Calgary has such a large mosque? I said, bring back the bigger plans, and we did, and now we have the larger mosque going in the city of Brampton.
Wherever the movement has been established, it endeavors to exert a constructive influence of Islam through social projects, educational institutes, health services, Islamic publications, and the construction of mosques. These endeavors continue, despite the bitter persecution that the community suffers in some countries.
I do not represent any government. I do not represent even my own country tonight, because I'm living in exile from that country. To show such kindness to a wayward sort of leader who does not find his own home in the country of his origin, but at the same time, he finds home everywhere else. Much more so in Canada, because tonight, more than ever, I'm convinced that Canada is my second home. So my prayer is that Canada becomes all the world, and all the world becomes Canada.
Because I imagine as you sit there that you feel the strength, the power of the Ahmadiyyan movement, your endurance, your ability to survive in the face of what I know has sometimes been a history of persecution. I salute you for your contribution to our country. I salute the faith that you represent.
What is happening to the Ahmadiyya faith in this day? Indonesia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, it's intolerable, and I ask all of you to do something about it. I ask all of you to take pen and paper, find out where the Indonesian embassy is in Canada, write to the ambassador. I ask all of you to find out the coordinates of the President of Indonesia in Jakarta and write to him. Ladies and gentlemen, we must all act. And I am sure that there will be nobody in this room that will not do just that. Because I want to reassure His Holiness, we must all reassure His Holiness that faith, irregardless of the creed, the sex, the color of the individual, we must all be allowed to be free to pray the way we want and to whomever we want.
The community's many social projects aimed at helping those in need bears testimony to humanitarian concerns in respect of all human beings, regardless of race, color, or creed.
Ahmadis are also renowned for working to serve the greater good through social, health, and educational initiatives, as well as mosque projects.
And I want to express my thanks for the generosity of Humanity First and the work it does worldwide, and for your generosity in ensuring that opportunities are brought around the world to those most in need.
Every time I visit, I hear wonderful stories about the positive work that is done in the community, how you support each other, how you don't let anybody fall between the cracks, how well you work with all of the different agencies in the city and in the province to make sure that people are cared for, how you make sure that everyone in your community gets along harmoniously with each other and with people in the broader community. It's an example that I talk about in different parts of Ontario, how this community really is a community and looks after itself, but also contributes to the broader community. In fact, the last time I was at the mosque was at one of the fundraising events to raise money for the hospital, just a good example of what is being done in the city of Vaughan to help raise money for a hospital that everyone hopes will come. And I think it really demonstrates over and over again the love for humanity that is such an important part of your faith. And so in being here today, I want to say what a privilege it is to be here and to say a simple word of thanks and of congratulations for that commitment to humanity that you demonstrate each and every day, for that commitment to the broader community.
Your faith speaks to a fundamental understanding, a basic truth that sometimes we human beings who are so focused on our differences, sometimes we lose sight of. And that fundamental truth is this: what's most important when it comes to people everywhere is not the color of our skin. It's not the language that we speak. It's not the culture that we inherit. It's not the traditions that we cherish. It's not the faith that we practice. It's not the power that we wield. And it's surely not the wealth that we accumulate. What's most important when it comes to people everywhere is what we have in common. It's our humanity.
The community was created under divine guidance with the objective to rejuvenate Islamic moral and spiritual values. It encourages interfaith dialogue, diligently defending Islam and attempting to correct misunderstandings about the religion in the West.
The Ahmadiyya movement Islam was created with the objective of rejuvenating Islamic spiritual and moral values. It encourages interfaith dialogue. It defends Islam and tries to correct misunderstandings about Islam in the West. It advocates peace, tolerance, love, and understanding among followers of different faiths.
Yes, your faith preaches peace. and peace is what the world is praying for. It is my prayer and my hope that the faiths of the world will join forces to make it happen, because that's what I really will bring peace throughout the world.
The Ahmadiyya movement has always promoted interfaith dialogue, philanthropy, faith, and has literally been a builder of community, building mosques, community centers, educational and healthcare facilities.
It occurred to me that the notes on today's movement, which were notes written by a great man in 1889 in a small village in northern India. Let me just read to you. Hazrat Ahmad claimed that in this modern age, he did this over 100 years ago, when distances had shrunk and when followers of all religions had drifted away from pure faith, that he had been sent to invite all mankind to reestablish a close relationship with the one true God, that this would be the only way for man to achieve peace, that all other ways at variance with this one would only lead to restlessness and disorder, and the world would be assailed by a manner of calamities until man hearkened to this call. Understand that this was written in 1889, and if indeed the world had listened to those words, there would have been no World War I, there would have been no World War II, there would have been no war in Korea, there would have been no war in Vietnam, and there would have not have been the great financial calamities that we have seen that have occurred in the last 45 years.
At this pivotal point in international relations, many questions and concerns have been raised concerning the doctrines of Islam. Most have incorrectly interpreted Islam as endorsing violence and terrorism. The Ahmadiyya community has always demonstrated the spirit of tolerance, goodwill, and true brotherhood. It advocates peace, love, and understanding among followers of different faiths. It firmly believes in and acts upon Quranic teachings. It strongly rejects violence and terrorism in any form and for any reason. The movement offers a clear presentation of Islamic wisdom, philosophy, morals, and spirituality, as derived from the Holy Quran and the practice of the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad. Peace and blessings of Allah be on him.
But there is something in the faith of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community that is striking, impressing. You teach to your followers that loyalty to your homeland is part of your faith. Ahmadi Muslims are proud of the fact that wherever they reside in the world, they become loyal citizens of that country.
Your strength and your commitment to your faith strengthens the faith of all of us in Canada, in all of our religions, and in all of our spiritual practices.
We especially applaud His Holiness for denouncing those who pervert faith by claiming it as a justification for violence. However we define God, it is wrong to kill in His name.
You are all wonderful, wonderful Canadians, and as we approach July 1st, you can clearly feel and hear the patriotism in this room, your commitment to Canada, to a country that I know how much you love.
Today you pray to that God for Canada's strength, and you also bring to this country a strong sense and tradition of patriotism, a sense of belonging, a sense of responsibility and to our larger Canadian community. And for that, we thank you. Also, Your Holiness, you are a prophet of peace. You bring to Canada this week, you bring to the world a message of an Islam of peace. You are not afraid to condemn those who would seek to pervert the good name of religious faith in general and Islam in particular, to use violence against the innocent.
But the resoluteness of the community, the energy of each and every one of us under the guidance of His Holiness and then through Nasim Mahdi, has built a foundation stone upon which others find great comfort. This is truly a community that infuses Canada with the new energy that makes our country strong.
The Ahmadiyya community knows only that Islam, which is the Islam of love and affection, offers a real message of peace and security.
The Ahmadiyya movement in Islam has been a leader in promoting peace and partnership between communities. Established in 190 countries, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community continues to preach a message of peace and tolerance, even in parts of the world that persecute them for their beliefs. But this should, ladies and gentlemen, come as a surprise to no one, to anyone who knows this community. Ahmadis are renowned throughout the world for their devotion to peace, universal brotherhood, and the will of God, the core principles of true Islam.
May you, the people and government of Canada, continue to live up to the expectations of justice and to display open-heartedness so that, as a result, the bounties of God Almighty conferred upon you continue forever.
الذي قد